There he goes.
Well, hello and welcome to another episode of the Encroachment podcast. As always, I am Tim, taking over for Steven this week, who is still recovering from the Lone Star Kickball Open in Austin. I have a couple special guests with me. We have Lauren in the background playing video games. He's going to tell his fun story that happened from the Thursday bar crawl. And then I have a few people from the Big D who are fortunate enough to all gather at one location tonight on the last minute. So, guys, why don't you go around the horn and introduce yourself?
Austin Bro.
Michael Burke.
Angel Eastman now, Fryer.
Sam Pryor.
Good. Well, like I said, thanks for having you guys on. Just want to go over a little bit about your guys' background. Can you give us a little bit of history with you and kickball specifically? How long you've been playing? How long you've been traveling? What are some of your prior teams that you guys have played on? Just for the viewers that may not know who you are.
Austin?
Yep.
Want to start?
We're kind of a combo team brought together for the first time. All of our teams, I think, have done a little traveling, done the Vegas Walker thing, played in local tournaments, regional stuff. Some of our individual teams, like Sam's Mixed Nuts, Tay, one of our other guys on our teams, brought Revamp to some circuit events before.
And Smoking Buns.
Smoking Buns. They went at Smoking Buns. Burke and I's team went to the Circuit Cup Finals in San Antonio as I hit it, even though he and I stayed loyal to our most of last year playing for Guapo. So we were there with Guapo, and the rest of our home team was there as I'd hit it. So we've kind of brought I'd hit it, Mixed Nuts, Smoking Bunts, Revamp, everybody together. A few other pieces from around Dallas that have the enthusiasm and some experience playing. And this is our first event, and I think we did all right our first time.
I'd say so. Making the finals in your first event as a team is a pretty steep accomplishment. I don't know. I can't think of anybody else who could say that right off the top of my head. So kudos to that.
I just wanted to give a big thanks to everybody for taking it easy on us. Being a first-time team. It was much appreciated. We're showing some home team love, from the state of Texas and everything, and we're glad to be there and appreciate all the nice easy ride that we got.
And we always appreciate you guys with Kickball 365 helping us out with everything, making it smooth.
Thanks. We try. Sometimes there are complications, but overall, I think it was a smooth day and good to see you guys in the finals. What about anybody else want to chime in on their history? But Angel and Sam, you guys were just Mixed Nuts, right?
Yeah, well, we started the first year we went as Mixed Nuts, and what's funny is Sam was just Googling, you know what, I think I want to go play some tournaments, and he's like, there's a whole circuit involved. And so we took a team down to Austin, got our asses handed to us, but hey, it was a good time. And then we did Mixed Nuts for Austin the following year, and then ended up on Guapo. So we did Guapo all of last year, and then finally these kids around Dallas said, hey, why don't we merge? And that's how we came to the Big D.
Yeah.
It was funny how it all came together, because I still remember 2 years ago, my first circuit championship, I was sitting there watching the finals of Meatballs, and I believe it was Shockwave. And Brick, Flying V, he came over to talk to me. He knew I was a new captain of the Circuit Cup, and he's like, all right, when you look at this, do you get encouraged, or do you get kind of depressed, And I told him I got encouraged because, one, I always wanted to beat everyone I see. So we just kind of stayed with it, and then started doing the availables team, which was probably one of the coolest things the circuit has. Did Florida last year, got to meet Dave and Vinny and all the Guapo people and Wild Horse and Dematis. And that was a hell of a good time. That really got us going in terms of meeting people and just, really getting the itch to keep doing this for a long period of time.
Yeah, and I think that with all of our groups, I was managing a team, Austin was managing a team, Sam was managing a team. We just really looked at it and we said, man, there's way too much talent in Dallas to just throw this away And I think everybody from the circuit was seeing that too, that there was a lot of pieces all over the place, but nothing together. So really, putting this together has been nice and sweet.
Yeah.
It's been interesting back in Dallas too, because we play against each other.
Yeah.
All of us are on different teams, so it's like all these rivalries, and all of a sudden now weekly play a whole new good ball game back home too. So.
Yeah, you know what? You kind of see that in a lot of different cities. I know it was that way in Phoenix. Atlanta was that way for a while before teams like Beta and then Adrenaline came on the scene. Now Beta's gone, but that's kind of what you see. You beat up on each other locally, and then you partner up to travel. Because that's really, with some of the talent that's out there, that's the only way you can really compete. You gotta take who you think you can win with, and if you can't win with just your local team, well, partner up, because eventually what could happen is your team gets big enough that you could actually split up again and make two teams. Sure. But it's all about getting those people hooked, and everybody gets hooked a different way. So
yeah, I think we'll be hooked for a while now.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Making the semifinals, there's no way you're a one and done team. I can tell you that.
So mission accomplished in Dallas.
Yeah. So let's go over, the whole day. Lone Star Kickball Open. Start with the beginning. Give us a little rundown of how your pool play went, because I heard you guys had a couple good games, couple interesting upsets, and start from there. What'd you guys do?
It all started off really rough.
Yeah, for sure.
Dice came in and just kicked us in the nuts. That was our first circuit game ever as a team, and all those guys, love every one of them, good friends with them. Some of them played with, and as an available, some of them played with on Guapo, but that was a big awakening for a lot of our new circuit guys, and that got our day started off, and we'll just move on past that one.
Congratulations, Dice. But we were coming for you.
Then our next game, we got right into Legit, another real experienced team, a lot of really good guys that have been around for a long time. And that one was a battle. It was 0-0 the whole game. We pulled one run out in the last inning to beat them. So got by them. And then we had two teams that we were not familiar with at all, didn't really know anything about, Havoc or
Jellyfish.
Super fast Jellyfish.
Mm-hmm.
But kind of rolled with the momentum off of Legit through those two, and finished the day 3-1. Which, to be honest with you, as a guy who actually Sam and Angel and Dave McMillan were the guys that brought me into circuit last year. From what I'd seen as a new team going 3-1, as a guy that's helped been part of putting all this together, I was so proud of my whole entire team just for that. Making eliminations, I thought was phenomenal, and I thought we could have gone home with our heads held proud and looking forward to the rest of the year. But
we weren't done.
After the 3-1, we had a good matchup with Most Hated. Another really close game. I think that final was 1-0 also.
Yeah, sure.
And then we got to get our either revenge game or our second butt kicking from Dice. They got up on us quick, and we held it the rest of the game. Came back at the very end. I think they slipped up.
What was the final of that game? I can't remember offhand.
4-2.
That's right.
4-2, yeah. Yeah, and it was one of those things when we were playing Most Hated. It was, obviously you want to beat them, you want to get to the Elite Eight, but I was saying, we got to look at this. We got our butts kicked by, Dice the first game of the day. Let's win this game so that we can get a rematch with Dice and show them what we can do and have Bro pitch in and see where we can go from there. So that was one of our big things that we were shooting for.
Something that I know, when you get to teams at that level, those guys that have the experience, have the talent, all we wanted to, honestly, at that point of the day, we wanted another shot at Dice just to show that 7-1 in the morning wasn't like what this team was. We wanted a good competitive game, so we knew we were capable of that, and it was a battle, and we pulled it out, got lucky there, and made it on to face Gargoyles after that.
Yeah, so did you guys play like an A squad and a B squad in those different games? Like, did you try to save your starters for later in the day? How'd you guys manage that? Because you guys did have a pretty big roster. I believe it was 19 or so, something like that. Is that right?
Yeah, we took it ended up being about 20 guys. We had one of our coaches had to back out last minute. We were really sorry he wasn't there. But we had a heavy roster. I think we also had 7 girls, in which everyone got to play today, and that was awesome. But to start off the day, we didn't have Austin pitching. Was really trying to save him. We had Burke charging because I knew this guy could run all day, and we challenged that assumption to the max. But we had a really good deep roster. From our perspective, I had a lot of utility players that could jump around. So by the time we got to the limbs, our top people were pretty good. But we ran 2 catchers all day. Those guys were burned out real quick. And then we had Burke as pretty much our only charger all day, and he played real well all day. And then I mean that's just 8 games is a lot. That was a real learning experience for us. We learned a lot about ourselves and kind of what our limits were.
And it's one of those things. We did bring a lot of people, but there's so much talent in Dallas. We just want to get a look at everybody, see what people are going to do in different situations, how they're going to react. So even though we brought a lot of people, it was really good seeing how people played throughout the day.
So let's move into that Final Four game against Gargoyles, because I got to watch part of that because the other one ended up being a mercy rule, and so I watched a little bit of that.
They looked tired. We had to just give it to them.
Yeah, no, they jumped out on you guys a little bit, but then everybody kind of discounted you out. But then, so what happened in that game?
Well, I think by that point, for a lot of our wins, we've been fighting all day. We were used to fighting, and we were in no different situation. We had, we got down 3-1, and then, really just kept fighting, never lost hope, and had a few good bunts. And then before you knew it, our girls came through. I mean, I got to give props to Angel. She kicked in the tying run, and then I believe it was first and second, and here I am calling for the bunt up 1, and Burke comes over here, is like, no, if Kat's up, put her kick in, and then Kat kicked the bomb, and that just drove it home. So the girls really stepped it up and won that game.
Yeah, that's my favorite thing to see in co-ed. Everybody likes to discount the roles of some of the women on these teams, but yet I see it more times than not where the women step up and either get the base runners on or kick the guys in, and they're the ones that win the game flat out. And I love that. That's my favorite
girls
part.
Had a good day.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Now, when you said you had 7 girls, were you playing all 7 in the Final Four, or did you slim it down to 4 or 5?
When we hit a limbs, we slimmed it down to 4. Really, we really, if you want to know the truth, we didn't get quite as much practice in that we wanted, and we just had so much talent that it just didn't seem right to trim it down before the tournament. So we brought 7, and our girls were awesome. We got to limbs, we trimmed it down to 4, and no one was upset. Everyone knew going in, hey, we're going to do what we need to win, and just the support was awesome all day.
2 games.
Yeah, everybody did.
In
All of our
the
girls
limbs.
played 2 games in the limbs, and we kind of went from there.
There you go. All right. So after that, let's talk about the buzzsaw that was Flying V in the finals. What happened there?
First of all, I think the best way to describe the start of that game, I personally learned the number of games pitching limit for myself by number 8 that day. I'm not there yet for that 5th game in one day. I got to give props to them though. Those guys came out sharp as hell and on point.
I mean, you saw the veteran, group of them putting everything together. I mean, they just played so well. They knew how to manage the game. So props to them.
I'll give them thanks for the lesson that we got. We need to manage some arms a little better. We need to keep some fresh legs, and we'll just tip our hats to those guys for a great game. That great example of a team that's been there and done that before.
Yeah, and honestly, like, you don't want to lose 10-0 in the championship. You want to put up a better effort than that. But it was a good learning experience because we got to see where we can work on some new things. So, you know, you always take away some positive, things.
Yep, and that's what this is all about, If everybody who got their asses handed to them never came back, we wouldn't have this. So everybody takes away something and come back a little bit better, a little bit stronger. That's all it is.
Absolutely.
But I haven't said that I really look forward to the rematch.
Ha ha ha. Well, so, yeah, that rematch, that should be an interesting one. When do you think that'll be? Where are you guys going to be the rest of this year? What tournaments can we expect to see you guys playing in?
Well, I think right now we're planning on Denver, Nashville, Dallas, and then Circuit Cup.
And also
maybe San Antonio or San Diego.
San Diego possibly as well.
Possibly San Diego.
That's a good one. That's a solid schedule. I'd have to say that those are all the ones where we went to Austin, Nashville, party cities, and then let's go to San Diego and Circuit Cup and Dallas. There you go.
Well, like you saw, we were the last ones at the bar on Friday, and we were the last ones there closing it down on Saturday.
So how'd you guys enjoy all the shenanigans on 6th Street? Any good stories on your end?
Not that I remember.
I don't remember.
I don't know, what was Chris saying today on the group meet? He wasn't staggering home. He was like prancing home in style at like 3 a.m.
I'll tell you this, one thing you can expect from our team, because I've grown to know these guys, hanging out with them. Seeing us last out at the bars will not be an uncommon thing. That we're there for that, and these guys live it up and have a good time, and will definitely be a good part of the social crowd.
Yeah, and I'll say that Saturday night bar, the Buffalo Billiards, I don't think there could have been a better venue than that one. That was great. It had everything for everybody. Some people, when they go to the bar, they want to hammer down and be social. Some people want to play pool or drinking games or whatever. So good job picking that.
Some guys are playing Mortal Kombat.
Austin.
Well, I hope to see you guys take over the social throne that Whiskey Richard once started. I was part of that team, and we were always that team. So hopefully you guys can have the winning record to go behind it, and good luck the rest of the year.
I know it's gonna be tough to battle Guapo.
Right. Oh yeah, Guapo too. They're still ticking.
Yep.
But so speaking of parties, I want to bring on Mr. Lauren, who's the guy who's been playing video games in the background all day. He's got probably the best story of the weekend from the Thursday bar crawl, which Thursday is not really a weekend, but I'll let him share his side of the story. I'll just say that we landed at noon and we were on 6th Street by 1 p.m., and he can take it over from there.
I'd like to start out by saying, in the words of Charlie Murphy, you can't make this shit up. So Thursday, going to Austin, gonna have a good time. Get to start the kickball party off right. We go to the bar. It's where it gets a little interesting. We're playing beer pong. Everybody's having a good time. Say to Tim, hey, we're gonna take it slow, right? He says, sure, but if we win, we're gonna do shots because they're gonna buy them for us, of course. So we won 5 games. It really starts to get blurry right there. Right at the start. And I've been in Austin for maybe 6 hours.
Yeah, this is more like 2 or 3 hours.
Okay. Been in Austin for 2 hours, starting to get a little blurry. But we start at the end of the beer pong game. We're getting beat by a very good autistic boy. Man, that kid can shoot. So everybody leaves. We take off to the next bar, and I have a jacket with me because, at night it gets cold. I bought a jacket. It's got my keys and other stuff in it because I forgot to put it in the bag. So we get to the next bar, and there's this beautiful Australian blonde there. So I start talking to her, and time flies by, and I don't know where anybody went, and I'm drinking profusely, and everybody leaves, and somebody says to me, no clue who said this. It could have been the person that stole my jacket, could have been a kickballer. Hey, your friends took off with your jacket to the next bar. They're going to hold on to it for you. Last time I ever saw the jacket and hat, John Deere hat, and nobody knows where it went. At this point, everybody's gone. I'm getting bored of this Australian chick. I'm like, where's everybody at? So I walk outside, and I just start bar hopping because Austin's such a good town. It's a fun town, right? So I'm looking for people. I'm drinking a beer at every bar. Come 3 a.m., I don't know how I made it back to the hotel, but I make it back. I notice a few things. One, I don't know the last name of the person's room we're in. Nobody at the hotel knows who my friends are. Don't have a ticket for my bags. And I've got a choice at this point. I've got a few choices, actually. Had my wallet, right? Do I sleep in the lobby? Do I sleep in the street? Because I don't think they're going to let me stay in the lobby. I'm pretty shit.
You can start there.
Or, and this made perfect sense at the time, fuck everybody, I'm going home.
You could have just rented a hotel room. You were in the lobby of a hotel.
I asked the hotel if they had any open rooms. I do remember this, and they said no. So I make it to the airport, all right? I find an airline that's going to take me home. I've been in Austin for 12 hours now. Shit faced off, but I start to realize something else. Not only is my jacket missing, my cell phone's missing, so I couldn't call anybody about the hotel room, but I had 3 T-shirts on. But at the airport, I only had 1. And here's where it still gets even more blurry. I only had my middle T-shirt left. So at one point, I took the T-shirt underneath off and gave it to somebody, and took the T-shirt on top off and gave it to somebody. And to this day, that's the weirdest part of this whole weekend is what happened to my bottom T-shirt. That's going to be the one I'm going to think about for years to come. But Austin kicked my ass. I made it home safely, and I sent people emails saying I wasn't in jail or dead. And yeah, that's my 12 to 15 hours in Austin, most of the time at the airport or blacked out walking around.
Or getting shots from Seth of Jameson, which we all fell victim to.
Beer pong shots was probably what did me in. That was
I'm thinking the autistic boy playing beer pong and the Australian woman. Maybe they teamed up.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
You got hustled.
I got hustled by the crew. He scouts for her, and then he runs back to her wherever she's at and says, "I got an idiot. I got a drunk idiot." and then it's all downhill from there. She did Facebook me though, so we're still
golden.
If
she starts wearing a jacket that you recognize,
Hey, I'll tell you what. She can keep the jacket if she finds my keys.
Well, he did lose his cell phone too, and I luckily saw a Facebook message at like 7 in the morning, and saying, "Hey, Lauren, we have your phone at this bar."
Yeah,
so we found part of it.
I didn't even know that. I thought the cell phone was just stolen with the jacket, but apparently either a good Samaritan turned my phone in, or whoever stole the jacket, or I was just shitty drunk and forgot my phone somewhere. Those two are definitely perfectly reasonable possibilities. But yeah, the bar posted on my Facebook, and Tim was the first one to find out. I want to go back to Austin. Just going to take it a little bit easier next time.
Or
Maybe.
go with the buddy system.
Well, how about this, Lauren? You can come with me to a couple other tournaments. We'll drive to San Diego, and then you can fly to Dallas. Because the round trip to Dallas is like 120 for us. So we'll go party with everybody else that you're meeting right now on the podcast, and go for round 2.
You guys can be my buddies. Don't leave me with any Australian blonde chicks.
We'll take care of you.
You got some southern hospitality.
Southern
We got your back.
Nah.
Wait, is that a drink?
It's Southern Comfort.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now, we take you anywhere. You're getting handcuffed to somebody else. So if you get lost, they get lost.
I'll
Deal?
take.
You
can put an adult leash on me. That'll be fine.
Little monkey backpack.
Yeah, little monkey backpack.
Well, all right, guys. Well, thanks for the story, Lauren. Glad to see you're alive. All right, you can go back to playing video games. And thanks to everyone on the Big D for sucking it up late on a Monday night with us. And look forward to seeing you at the next one. So, congrats again on the semifinals. Hopefully, come through on the next one. We'll be rooting for you for sure. So,
Thanks, Tim.
all right, guys. Good night.
Have a good one.
Bye.